This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back to reality. Monday is here. Holiday weekend is now officially over. 5 o'clock, 27th day of the month. I'm Ray Collins. Glad you're with us. And turns out John Scalzi and I went to a movie together on Friday night and didn't realize it.
Well, sort of, but not quite.
Same theater, same night, but different times.
Different shows, yeah.
And you saw me walking through the parking lot.
Indeed. I love going to the movies. In fact, we went to 3 movies over the holiday break. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was great. And the weather was absolutely beautiful. We also did a little outdoor dining, and the weather was great all weekend long, I think, for the most part. Everybody enjoyed it. Few blips here and there, maybe Thanksgiving Day. But otherwise, everything looked pretty good. Today is no exception. It'll be another beautiful afternoon. A few fair weather clouds out in Gulf waters, all part of a frontal boundary that kind of worked its way southward over the course of yesterday. You probably didn't even notice it, but it did occur, and it has produced a little bit of high cloudiness, but that's it. Rain showers way out in the Gulf, no bother to the state of Florida. Today, we look for some very pleasant weather indeed. Slightly warmer than yesterday, getting into the upper 70s, and that warming trend continues this week. We'll talk about that coming up in a few. Right?
All right, very nice. Thank you, John. Checking the roads early on, a little blip there at 301. In either direction as you get near the downtown Bradenton area. Also State Road 70, a little blip there just east of 301. Northern Sarasota County, you'll notice some slowdowns as you head into Lakewood Ranch on University, also Fruitville around Beneva in the westbound lane, Bee Ridge eastbound around McIntosh. South County, though, all clear at 5:02 on your Monday morning. Topping our news this half hour today is one of the busiest shopping days of the year, but don't look for crowds in the malls. This is Cyber Monday from computers and from cell phones. One place that's busy is the Amazon fulfillment centers around the country. Our Jess Stroudick's live outside the Amazon warehouse in Ruskin. Jess, good morning.
Good morning, Ray. It's one of the busiest days of the year here at this fulfillment center in Ruskin. And I mean, as you can imagine, it's Cyber Monday. Why wouldn't it be? There are a lot of things that are on sale today. So if you have not started your holiday shopping yet, you're not too late. There's an Amazon Fire Stick that you can get for on sale today. Legos, I mean, anything and anything that you can imagine. So when you're doing your Cyber Monday shopping today, the smaller items that you're ordering on Amazon are coming from this warehouse that I'm at now. So toys, baby products, electronics, things like that. The center is one of 25 robotic fulfillment centers across the globe and one of 4 right here in Florida. Now, while it may be robotic, there are still 3,500 employees here that are picking, packing, and shipping your orders. And if you take a look now, you can see some of the employees who are working back here behind me. They're picking orders, things that you may be ordering right now. They may be picking and getting ready to ship right to your house. Some orders can come in a some can come in too. It's all about, how you select your shipping options. So coming up in the next half hour, we're going to be talking to one of the Amazon spokeswomen about what the popular items are and how much of those sales you can still get today. Ray.
Half hour. Thank you, Jess Dowdrick, live in southern Hillsborough County. And for those waiting on deliveries to arrive, here are some tips to make sure your presents don't get intercepted by a Grinch. Avoid sending cash in the mail, as it can make your letters more desirable for thieves. Also, don't leave delivered mail and packages unattended. Consider an alternative shipping address. If you have a friend or a nearby relative that's home more often than you and they're willing, see if they would like to allow them to ship your items to their place instead. Also, plan ahead. If you know you won't be home when your package is delivered, see if it can be redirected back to the sender to a new address or to the post office for pickup instead. Other news now, state police arrested a man who they say fired a gun that injured 2 others during a road rage incident near Orlando over the weekend. Here he is, Kwanzaa Donald, accused of firing about a dozen shots on Florida's Turnpike in Lake County on Saturday. He allegedly injured 2 people from Miami. The 33-year-old was arrested Sunday and is being held in Lake County Jail. The victims were treated at a nearby hospital. Sarasota National Cemetery is looking to continue an annual tradition. The cemetery wants to collect enough money to place wreaths on 12,000 graves, but right now they're only halfway toward meeting their financial goal. Staff and volunteers are afraid they won't raise enough money by Friday to buy all the wreaths they need. The coordinator for the local chapter of Wreaths Across America is the widow of a veteran and wants to honor all the men and women who have served.
We're proud of our country, and we're proud of the rights we have as citizens here. And the men and women that have fought to protect those rights, many of them are lying at rest here and at other national cemeteries.
The wreaths will be placed on the grave sites on Saturday, December 16th after a special ceremony. Volunteers are still hoping to raise enough money to buy the remainder of the wreaths. $15 sponsors one wreath and $30 sponsors 3. You can find the link to donate on our website at mysuncoast.com. Well, the holiday weekend is now over. However, many of you have gotten just back recently. The Sarasota Bradenton International Airport was business as usual, in fact, quite quiet on Sunday when we came by. Elsewhere, it wasn't quite the case. So look at this. One of the busiest airports and biggest problems was in San Francisco. Some wind and fog out there delayed flights by more than 3 hours.
I got a text from the airline and just that it'll be delayed by about an hour and a half.
And as for traffic on the ground, just as bad. There was a major gridlock heading into New York and also cars quite busy, causing a standstill in Los Angeles. All right, 5:06 right now. What happens to greyhounds after they're retired from racing? Well, dozens of greyhounds were at Big Cat Habitat in eastern Sarasota County this weekend. Some folks came by to see the dogs and consider adopting. The event comes as a partnership between Big Cat and the Racing Dog Retirement Project, which is a nonprofit that saves the dogs and places them in new homes.
People don't know what greyhounds are like, and most people, because when you see greyhounds, you see them flying across the track, you assume they're these high-energy dogs, and we want people to know that they're really not a high-energy dog. They're a very easy dog to own. They just want a couch to sleep on, a little bit of exercise, and they're good to go. So it's good for people to come out here and meet them and see just how calm and easygoing they are.
Big Cat Habitat's founder says the event is hopefully just the first of many, and that they are looking into bringing the dogs out to Sarasota about once a month. The Bradenton Riverwalk got a little bit more musical on Sunday with a blues brunch. The event at Madison City Grill featured live music and acts as a preview to the Bradenton Blues Festival this weekend. That kicks off Friday and runs through Sunday on 3rd Avenue West in Bradenton. In between Black Friday and Cyber Monday was Small Business Saturday. Our Erica Jackson talked to some local retailers.
There are more than 150 shops and restaurants in downtown Sarasota. Most are independently owned, so by stepping foot in one of these stores, you're supporting a local business.
Shopping local, that's where the heartbeat of America.
Travis Kinsey likes the community feel that comes along with owning a local business.
Hey, how you doing? Good, doing good.
He sees thousands of customers every Saturday at the downtown Sarasota Farmers Market, and he calls them all friends and family.
The people you get to meet and interact with every day, that is by far the coolest part.
Truthfully, our community is what keeps our doors open.
And Mindy Camus at Cutting Loose Salon believes teaming up with other local businesses and nonprofits keeps one another afloat.
Really making sure that they get the limelight that they deserve for what they're doing.
The National Retail Federation estimates 71 million Americans are making a purchase on Saturday, and 76% of those shoppers say they are supporting small businesses. A new bill is under consideration in the Florida legislature to make Small Business Saturday a tax-free holiday, which Kinsey hopes would help his produce stand since it only operates weekly at the farmers market.
You lose the opportunity to probably make a little bit extra income if I was to have another place somewhere else like a brick and mortar store or do other markets.
American Express initiated Small Business Saturday in 2010. It reports there are nearly 2.5 million small businesses in Florida, which makes up for 99.8% of all the businesses in the state.
Hi, this is Mindy over at Cutting Loose Salon. How are you?
Camus says the key to Small Business Saturday is to spread the word about local stores.
And that's what's going to continue to let people know that small businesses are not going away and we want to see them on the rise.
Small businesses in Florida also help the economy by bringing down the unemployment rate. According to the U.S. Small Business Administration, small businesses in Florida created 102,000 jobs in 2014, and 42% of people were working for small businesses that year. Reporting in downtown Sarasota, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Well, Sunday was a busy day for the U.S. Coast Guard. Emergency responders conducted 3 separate rescues off of Florida's coasts. Coast Guard medevaced one woman from a commercial dive vessel near the Lake Worth Inlet in Palm Beach County. That's after she received a laceration on the back of her knee. And then on this coast, a 27-year-old man had to be airlifted from a 27-foot boat just west of Naples. The diver was going in and out of consciousness. And then back in Lake Worth again, a 40-year-old man was also flown off of his commercial dive vessel after having difficulty breathing after resurfacing from a dive. So a busy day for the Coast Guard around Florida. Happening today, some of the best junior tennis players in the world are here all this week in Bradenton. Over 1,400 teenagers from 80 countries will compete in the 31st annual Eddie Herr Classic. Various age brackets and singles and doubles. One local player is ranked #1 in her age group on the ITF junior circuit. That is Whitney Oswego. She's a Bradenton native. So many big names have played in this in the past. Roger Federer, Andy Roddick, Maria Sharapova. The event is free. Parking is $5 at the IMG Academy on 34th Street West. And I will be there several days this week myself to watch that great tennis.
You are a tennis aficionado.
I certainly do. I play about 3 times a week and watch all the tennis I can. Yeah, love it.
It's good stuff.
And that's a great event, too. The rising stars. Roger Federer played in that years ago, like I said.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
I played tennis once, and I have to say, it was a great game. I really enjoyed it.
Why just once, then?
It hurt my ankle.
Your ankle?
Yeah,
tennis ankle?
It hurt my, I have tendinopathy in my ankle, and, and it was rough on the ankle.
Not
but
too
it
bad.
was a great game, obviously, very enjoyable.
Yeah.
We have some pleasant weather. If you're going to get out there to the court today, should be just fine. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Very good. Also, first alert traffic on the way. And a look at how sexual harassment claims are affecting Florida. And later in the hour, Congress, back after a Thanksgiving recess, will tell you what's on their agenda.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
Number one, it saves the taxpayers quite a bit of money because the cost of a child coming through our program versus going through the juvenile justice system is greatly reduced.
In teen court, youngsters are also judged by their peers. The teens are prosecutors and defense attorneys. How does it work? I'm Alan Cohn. Judge for yourself at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
You love your couch and want to protect it from spills, food, and scratching, shedding pets. Introducing Couch Coat, the reversible, washable quilted cover that protects your couch. Shield against spills, wow, stop stains, and dirty pet paws and sharp claws. Plus, it's reversible with 2 stylish colors. Guaranteed to fit any couch up to 92 inches or your money back. It even has covers to protect armrests. Machine washable too.
My grandkids destroy destroy everything. But with Couch Coat, my couch is always protected, looking as good as it did the day I bought it.
Get your couch coat for just $19.99. And it's reversible in brown and cream, like 2 couch coats for the price of 1. Order right now and you can double your offer. Get a second couch coat. Just pay a separate fee. Order right now.
Call 1-800-943-0710 to get your couch coat. Call now or go to couchcoat.com. So call 1-800-943-0710. That's 1-800-943-0710. Call now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Looking at a 55-degree air temperature with the dew point coming in at 53. The front moved through yesterday. You'd hardly notice it, but this morning you will because it's a little bit cooler out there this morning, and the dew point's a little bit lower, making it feel kind of crisp out there. So it's, I think, a very nice start to the morning, but some folks may want to wear a light sweater or jacket as you head out the door. I think you'll be able to lose it this afternoon, though, because despite a cool morning, we are beginning a warming trend that'll carry us into the afternoon and for the next several days as well. 55 Wauchula, 53 Arcadia, 54 in Mayaca City, 55 in Parrish, Bradenton 54, and Venice coming in at 57 with Northport at 55. So across the region, we have a little bit of high cloudiness from time to time, but other than that, these areas of cloudiness that you see out in Gulf waters associated with a little upper level troughiness is not in any way going to impact us in terms of rainfall. We stay very dry today. In fact, most of the country is very quiet if you're traveling today. There should be no issues as most of the United States is under the influence of a big, sprawling, high-pressure ridge. Now, back to the west, there is a little trough of low pressure and a little area of low pressure with a frontal boundary extending through California that is producing some, well, winter-like snows in parts of the higher elevations, like Tahoe, for instance, may pick up a foot of snow today. And rain showers along the coastline has been kind of persistent there. But for most of us, it's all about this high-pressure ridge. And certainly for the state of Florida, the high-pressure ridge will provide us with a northeasterly wind over the next several days, which will maybe bring a few scattered showers to the very, very close to the coast, east coast. But otherwise, you know, we're not going to see a whole lot. As these showers move on shore, they kind of fall apart. So most of the real estate across the state of Florida stays dry under the influence of high pressure for the next several days. In fact, the forecast, I think, looks pretty good. For boating today, northeast wind at about 10 knots, becoming 5 to 10 this afternoon and evening, brings lovely weather. Should be no problems. 2-foot seas, light chop. And the forecast for the next several days includes that warming trend, taking us into the low 80s for several days. Next chance of rain really doesn't come till Friday, when another front will move through and lower our weekend temperatures. Weekend looks gorgeous. And really, even that Friday rain chance, pretty minimal right now. Ray?
Nice week. All right, thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic right now, 301 northbound. A little congestion there as you get past State Road 70. Otherwise, pretty clear in Manatee County. You'll see some more traffic there on University, particularly going into Lakewood Ranch right now. Be aware of that. Also, look at Longboat Key out to the west. You'll see some traffic out there, which is unusual for Longboat Key ever, particularly on this time of day. South County all clear at 5:18 now on your Monday morning. Well, we've certainly been hearing a lot these days about sexual misconduct from Hollywood to Capitol Hill. And as our Jess Dowdrick tells us, the problem hits closer to home than you might realize.
It's that Vegas style, you know, what happens in Tallahassee stays in Tallahassee.
As an activist for years, Susan Nylon has been around the sexual scandals that surround the state capitol.
As a woman, the first thing you notice is that you're judged upon your appearance. It's really important to get somebody's attention because you're among a lot of, shall we say, a lot of suits. And so it's implied that in order to stand out, it's not just the argument that you're giving, but it's how pleasant you are, what you look like, who you spend time with. The relationships that you build tend to be more important than the issue that you're up there for.
She calls it degrading.
Tallahassee is a completely different animal.
Making it hard to focus on the issues. She says instead, women are worried about their appearance.
How you see the behavior of our representatives up in Tallahassee are quite different than what you would see down here.
Playing out right now in Tallahassee, State Senator Jack Latvala, who's seeking the Republican gubernatorial nomination, is fending off allegations he groped and harassed at least 6 women. Democratic Senate leader Jeff Clemens just resigned his office after acknowledging an extramarital affair with a lobbyist. And on the heels of Clemens' resignation, an investigation is launched after a camera is found by Senate Majority Leader Oscar Brainot in the hallway of a condo building where he and other lawmakers live in Tallahassee.
I'm not surprised about any of it.
10 years ago, when former state representative Keith Fitzgerald took office, he was hearing similar rumors or allegations of sexual misconduct.
You have a lot of people who are working 300 miles away from their home and family. They're up there temporarily. There's a lot of alcohol. So certainly flirtatious behavior, people sort of using sex as a kind of currency in affairs and that sort of thing, that's really common.
Fitzgerald says he was shocked to find out that Tallahassee was what he describes as a work setting with a hypersexualized atmosphere.
But I would just warn anyone from the outside who thinks that maybe their party or their side is free of this and the other side or the perpetrators, it doesn't work like that. There are bad actors and there are good actors on both sides of the aisle.
But current state lawmakers seem to see it quite differently. State Representative Joe Gruters of Sarasota says the allegations are being portrayed as a rampant issue in Tallahassee when that isn't the case.
Always have to wonder when people come out, especially if you're running for higher office or if you're trying to do something specific, if it's motivated by a true intent to rid this building of bad people, or if it's politically motivated to eliminate one of your political opponents.
But regardless, if the allegations are substantiated, Gruters wants to see those lawmakers out of the state capitol.
At the end of the day, the legislature should have a zero tolerance policy. We should try to focus on making sure that all allegations get fully investigated and that we take care of any problem areas that we have.
That's reporter Jess Dowdrick. 5:21 right now, still ahead. Cyber Monday is underway. We'll have some deals you can't miss. And next half hour, we'll tell you just how many records this Cyber Monday is set to break. Those stories and more when we come back.
This is an important medical announcement. Talcum powder products from some of the best-known brands have been linked to ovarian cancer. Any woman who has used a talcum powder product and has been diagnosed with ovarian cancer may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that women with long-term use of talcum powder, including baby powder for feminine hygiene, can increase the risk of contracting ovarian cancer. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to women who should have been warned about the risks of ovarian cancer with long-term use of talcum powder. Call the Talcum Powder Hotline. If you or a loved one used talcum powder and were diagnosed or died from ovarian cancer, you must call now.
Call 800-570-7599. 800-570-7599.
It's time to take a road trip.
If you love the beach, Alabama's Gulf Coast has 32 miles of sugar white sand and turquoise water. Looking for a room with a view? We have them. Beachside and bayside. There's incredible history. Whoa! And the seafood is fresh from the Gulf. Another round of shrimp for my friends. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
There's a shot before daybreak of the Ringling Causeway off in the distance from our tower cam outside the studio here on 10th Street, the Ritz-Carlton there to your left, and the Renaissance condos to the right. And here comes a car, folks. We'll have more traffic in a few minutes. Behind the scenes look at Good Morning Suncoast. You can go to my page or John's page on Facebook. You'll see some great pictures and content behind the scenes. Also, we've got a new app to talk to you about. If you go to the App Store and punch up WWSB or My Suncoast, you can get an updated app to your phone. All the breaking news delivered right to your cell phone or your tablet each day. Well, if you missed that bargain on Black Friday, you might end up getting an even better deal today on Cyber Monday. ABC's Candace Gibson and Diane Macedo have the story.
And today's Tech Bite Cyber Monday in full swing.
Some deals started at midnight. Experts are predicting this will be the biggest online shopping day in history, with consumers spending more than $6.5 billion, about 16% more than last year. Clothes and electronics are expected to be big movers.
So here's just a sample of discounts that are available. Old Navy, Talbots, and Cole Haan promising 40% off. Express, Kenneth Cole, and The Body Shop are offering 50% discounts. So finally, a new device for those trying to kick a smartphone habit. It's called the substitute phone.
There are 5 different models. All have beads in the surface, which allows users to replicate familiar actions like scrolling or swiping.
The substitute phone isn't on sale as yet. Its Austrian designer says it will be soon. So until then, keep at it with your phones.
Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Walgreens.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Thanks for giving Leanne the strength to outrun her brother. Thanks for giving Victor the energy to be the rowdiest fan. And Joseph, the ability to see monsters. When you choose Walgreens, you choose to make a difference. Like how every vitamin and flu shot you get at Walgreens helps give life-changing vitamins and vaccines to children in need around the world and here at home. So really,
Happy Thanksgiving!
Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
Woo! Testing, testing! Is this thing on? Huh? Come on, your turn! Woo!
Where do pencils go on vacation?
Pennsylvania! Pennsylvania!
Frosted just right, crunch in every bite. Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats.
Now, on the next page, you'll see a breakdown of costs.
What? It's just we were...
We were going to ask about it, but we weren't sure when, so thanks.
Being upfront is how Edward Jones makes sense of investing.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
ABC7 is the most watched, most trusted news source on the Suncoast, and we owe it all to you, our loyal viewers. Thank you for making us #1.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, it is the busy shopping season, and the FBI reports a spike in background checks for weapon purchases. A frustrated driver in Palm Beach cuts in the presidential motorcade. We'll have the story. And pilots on alert after a volcano erupts in Bali. Those stories and more this half hour on Good Morning Suncoast.
Live from the ABC7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. Monday, 5/31, 27th day of the month. We're back to reality again. I'm Ray Collins, and John Scalzi joins us. And it was a nice little 4-day break for some, but now it's back to Monday, John.
Absolutely right, Ray. It sure is. And it's a nice start to a Monday as well, with some very pleasant conditions outside, though a little on the cool, crisp side for some folks, I think. We'll probably see some jackets this morning as you head out to work. We have a 55-degree air temperature. 50 degrees, says Mark in Palmetto, where it's a little colder there, and 52 degrees, says Richard in Northport. So definitely some chillier temperatures compared to where we were over the weekend. But a warming trend starts this afternoon, and our daytime high temperatures will be warmer this afternoon than they were over the weekend. We have a little bit of cloudiness out in Gulf waters, but no worries, not producing rain showers across the state. We stay dry today. Our daytime high will top out in the upper 70s, and we'll see 80s this week, well above average for this time of year. We'll have that complete forecast for you coming up in just a few. Right?
All right, talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking first alert traffic now. A little blip there on the screen, 301 northbound as you approach Manatee Avenue. Otherwise, all clear in Manatee County. You'll see a buildup there on Longboat Key on Gulf of Mexico Drive and the southbound lanes around the Publix there. Unusual buildup there at this time of day. South County, all clear at 5:32 on your Monday morning. Topping our news this half hour, today is a busy shopping day, but not in the stores, but over the internet. It's Cyber Monday. Jess Dowdrick joins us now from inside an Amazon fulfillment center in southern Hillsborough County. Jess, busy place to be.
It certainly is, Ray. It's one of the busiest days of the year here at the Amazon Fulfillment Center in Ruskin. And I mean, as you can imagine, it is Cyber Monday. And the items that are on the table here behind me are some of the biggest sales of the day. And joining me now is Robin Hadley to talk about what some of the big sales are for today. So Robin, what should people be looking for today on Amazon?
First off, there are thousands of deals available today on Amazon.com/Cyber Monday, so something for everyone. Today we're going to show you some of the things that we think are pretty hot. We've got first off our Fire TV stick with Alexa voice remote. So this is an incredible deal today, only $24.99, which is really great. So it gives you all the great TV watching and movie watching features that you love, but also you can use Alexa with the remote, which is really cool. You can ask for all the things that you would do with Alexa normally. And speaking of Alexa, another great deal we have is our Amazon Echo Dot. So this is the lowest price we've ever offered on this product. It's $29.99. And we also have a great promo going with it. For $5 more, get a TP-Link adapter, so you can turn your home into a smart home really easily. And again, over 25,000 Alexa skills, so you can use it to control your lights. You can ask Alexa to turn your music on. You can ask her questions, trivia, the weather, so many great things.
Now, is there a limited supply of these products? Should people shop earlier, or will they be available all day?
I mean, definitely we would encourage you, get at it while you can. But definitely we have lots of supply because we know this is going to be a hot item today.
Right. Thank you so much, Robin. All right, we will be here all morning, guys. I will bring you more on this Amazon warehouse coming up at 6 o'clock.
All right, interesting place. All right, thank you, Jess Dodrick, live in southern Hillsborough County. Well, Cyber Monday shopping today is expected to hit a new record for a 6th year in a row. Shoppers are expected to spend as much as $6.6 billion. That's about 17% more than last year. That's according to the Adobe Digital Insights, a group that tracks online spending habits. You might not be surprised to hear that online shopping has been growing for years, which put a strain on brick and mortar retailers. One analyst says the peak time for buying is 8 to 11 p.m. tonight, not long before the deals disappear at midnight. Shoppers hunting for Black Friday deals included a record number looking to buy firearms. The FBI says it fielded over 200,000 background check requests for gun purchases on Thanksgiving and the day after. That's the highest daily total ever, according to USA Today. Well, Congress is back in session today, and that includes discussions about tax reform and also about sexual harassment allegations. At least 2 of their own are facing accusations.
This morning, President Trump is back in Washington and focused on tax reform. But he didn't answer shouted questions about whether he plans to campaign for Roy Moore, the Alabama GOP Senate candidate accused of sexual misconduct with minors.
Well, he denies it. Look, he denies it. You're talking about, he said 40 years ago this did not happen. So,
Trump tweeted support for Moore over the weekend and blasted his opponent, Democrat Doug Jones. The last thing we need in Alabama and the U.S. Senate is a Schumer-Pelosi puppet who is weak on crime, weak on the border. Jones would be a disaster.
It is pretty clear to me that the best thing that Roy Moore could do for the country is to move on.
More than 20 Republican senators are calling for Moore to quit the race. Capitol Hill is still reeling from sexual harassment allegations against prominent lawmakers. Minnesota Democratic Senator Al Franken, accused of improperly touching 4 women, broke his silence speaking to TV station WCCO.
I have a long way back. I have a long way back to win back the trust of the people of Minnesota. I've let people down.
An 88-year-old Michigan Representative, John Conyers, is denying allegations he sexually harassed women on his staff. But he stepped down as the top Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee amid an ethics investigation. Conyers and Franken say they will not resign. Trump, who needs that crucial Alabama Senate seat to pass tax reform, will head to Capitol Hill tomorrow to meet with Republican senators about their version of the plan. Kenneth Moten, ABC News, Washington.
First son-in-law Jared Kushner facing a deadline today to submit more documents to Senate investigators. The senior White House advisor is under scrutiny from the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senators want to see transcripts of his interviews to other congressional committees and documents related to his security clearance. They also want to scrutinize Kushner's communications related to the firing of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. An attorney for Kushner says he has been responsive to congressional requests. A solemn reunion over the weekend in Las Vegas. 100 survivors of that mass shooting gathered for a Thanksgiving potluck dinner. They ate turkey and talked about their experiences since the horrific event. Some said they were out in public for the first time since the shooting nearly 2 months ago. One of the organizers said that even though the attention of the nation seems to be moving forward, survivors of the shooting are still working hard to process what happened.
When I started putting this together, it really sunk in that a lot of people have moved on and don't realize that we're still struggling, we're still healing, we're not there yet.
On October 1st, Stephen Paddock opened fire on an outdoor music festival from his nearby hotel room. In the end, he killed 58 people and wounded 500 others before taking his own life. A great white shark attacked a man in Northern California this weekend. It took place off Pebble Beach in Monterey. The victim was spearfishing with his father when the attack occurred.
He jumped to the boat, grabbed his spear gun, went down, and saw the shark, great white. From his description, it was about 15 feet long.
Well, that is when the shark attacked. The victim somehow managed to get free and swim to the boat with his father. In a moment that would send many into shock, he says his son was amazingly calm under pressure. Once on shore, Two off-duty deputies were on the scene to assist with the wounds. He would then be sent to a local medical center in Monterey County.
Probably the longest waiting time for me in my life.
Thankfully, doctors believe the man will make a full recovery. A Florida man has been accused of killing another man with a 3-foot sword. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office says this man, George Livingston, is being held without bond on a second-degree murder charge. The victim was found near some railroad tracks in Lake Worth with the sword nearby. Detectives interviewed witnesses and quickly arrested Livingston. Also in Palm Beach County, a driver tried to cut into President Trump's motorcade over the weekend. Reporters say the man drove a red van that you see to the right. He then cuts into the line of SUVs. Law enforcement then stopped the van, and the driver then made some obscene gestures. President Trump was on his way back to Mar-a-Lago after visiting the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach. An Australian woman is lucky to be alive after police say they saved her from a oncoming train. The surveillance video is amazing. It shows her walking toward the tracks. Officers on the platform grabbed her and pulled her to safety just as the train was approaching. Officers involved in the rescue said it was the closest they'd come to seeing somebody hit by a train. They're hoping the release of this video will be a warning for other train commuters around the world. Look at this time lapse. It shows a volcano spewing ash in Indonesia. Regional authorities have warned airlines nearby as eruptions sent a plume of ash and steam more than 6,000 meters into the sky. This is above a very busy travel area. Ash covered the roads, cars, and buildings near the volcano in the northeast part of the island there, while overnight a red glow could be seen in photographs. You don't think about that pilots are being warned to watch out for the spewing.
Yeah, you got to think that that's got to be kind of unnerving if they tell you to evacuate the area and then close the airport. That's
not good.
Okay.
Get under your bed.
Yeah, that's one of my bucket lists, Valley. It's got to be a gorgeous, gorgeous location.
Looks like it.
Yeah, but it's a little tense today, I guess. Yes. Showers, not so much. Looking at some pretty dry weather for the week ahead. Talk about that in a sec.
Also ahead, first alert traffic and how different forms of alcohol can trigger different emotions. We'll tell you the different possible reactions up next in Health Smart.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you.
Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-307-2040 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you the #1 mistakes retirees are making with their investments today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-307-2040 to have your free information kit rushed to your door. Again, that's 800-307-2040.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at an air temperature of 55 degrees and a dew point of 53. Cool, crisp morning out there with dew points that low. It feels pretty nice, but I do think some people are going to want to wear a light sweater or jacket. Cooler than we've seen over the weekend, and certainly the coolest morning that we'll have all week long. We had a front kind of limp through, I guess you could say, yesterday, but it brought us this chillier morning air, and it will modify pretty quickly. Dry air tends to do that, as we have had some experience with already this winter. It cools off quickly, but it also warms up quickly. 55 degrees in Mayaca, 57 Northport, Longboat Key coming in at 62, Bradenton at 55, 56 at Lakewood Ranch, Venice at 59, and Inglewood at 60. Northport coming in at 57 as well. So across the region, across the region we have a few clouds out in Gulf waters. Those clouds really do not bring any inclement weather for us. Maybe a little bit of high cloudiness from time to time and very thin layer of the atmosphere, but that's about it. Rain showers are confined to the Gulf waters, and that's where they will stay. Otherwise, most of the nation is not only cloud-free, but weather-free. Only the Pacific Northwest has a little area of disturbed weather moving onshore, producing some high-elevation snows and some coastal showers. High pressure is the dominant weather feature over most of the lower 48, with a little area of low pressure and a weak cold front moving through the northeast. It's really not going to do much. That low pressure area back to the west is the big weather maker across the country today. And even it is fairly tame. A little onshore wind flow producing some showers for the Pacific Northwest coast as far south as really central California. And some higher elevation snows could get in Utah, could get a foot or so of snow, maybe 18 inches at high elevations, and also around Lake Tahoe, the same thing. But for us, it's all about this big ridge of high pressure and a northeast wind. Now that northeast wind is going to shift a little more easterly over the course of the next 24 hours. And yes, you could see a few spotty showers right along the east coast, and maybe by tomorrow the moisture might be thick enough that a few of those showers might make their way a little further inland. But I don't think we'll see any rainfall around here. We stay dry. Warming trend with that dry air in place starts today with a daytime high warmer than we saw yesterday. It'll be a mostly dry week ahead under the influence of that high pressure ridge. And then we'll wait for another front on Friday to kind of limp through here, but moisture will be lacking, so we won't see a lot of rainfall. A few scattered showers out in Gulf waters, and that's really about the only thing that we'll see over the course of the next 4 or 5 days. And as I mentioned, if you're traveling today, Pacific Northwest has some patches of inclement weather that extend as far eastward as about Denver, Colorado. But other than that, that's about it. Northeast wind coming in at about 10 knots, a quiet week ahead with daytime highs warming to above average temperatures in the low 80s. And the next chance of rain is a very small one and comes our way Friday with another front that'll cool us down a smidge over the weekend. Back to you, Ray.
Hey, John, checking First Alert traffic right now. I-75 southbound, an issue there at exit 220, which is also State Road 64. So be aware of the southbound lane as you come from across the river there and head south. Otherwise, you'll see Longboat Key, still a slowdown there in the southbound lane. Also, the bridge out to Siesta Key showing some congestion already this morning as you make the turn there at Heigl. South County, mostly clear. A little blip there on the screen, 75. Actually, that's 41 right there, northbound as you approach the Warm Mineral Springs area. In this hour's Health Smart, over the weekend, thousands were in Mexico City for the Global Gathering for Peace and Healing. This is the 6th yoga global gathering of its kind, this year attracting over 100,000 people. Participants gathered in the largest plaza in the city. The goal is to inspire all participants to contribute to the healing power of the collective community. Good goal. A new study suggests that drinking different types of alcohol can trigger different emotions. For instance, they say research revealed that people drinking gin or vodka reported being the most aggressive, more than beer drinkers and wine drinkers, that is. And speaking of wine, the study also noted that red wine drinkers felt more relaxed, but also more tired. Life's a series of trade-offs. Researchers say the report provides insight into people's drinking habits around the world. Still ahead, your top local news headlines, and this senior in California is celebrating 102 years of life. What's her secret? The story after this.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Buy more, save more. Volume discounts on 4 or more windows.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar, A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at NationalGuard.com.
Welcome back. 5:54. Here are the headlines making news as you awaken on this Monday morning. Cyber Monday is underway. Shoppers are expected to spend a record $6.6 billion online today. That's 17% more than last year. A veteran's widow is hoping to put wreaths on 12,000 graves at the Sarasota National Cemetery, but she's only about halfway to her fundraising goal. And the best junior tennis players in the world are here all this week at the Eddie Herr Classic at the IMG Academy. 1,400 players taking part, and the finals are not until Sunday. And finally, this is Mary Jordan, 102 years young, from La Mesa, California. Born in 1915, she has witnessed history and watched the world change. But Mary doesn't spend her time sitting at home reminiscing. She embraces change and technology. In fact, she says she loves her smartphone.
If I want to know something, I ask it a question, and it answers it. So, which I think is an amazing thing.
So her advice, taking everything one day at a time and focus on the positives.
You can either be happy or unhappy. That's life. To me, you accept things and go on and ask God to help you, mainly. And that's the way.
Well, whatever she feels seems to be the correct answer, because she's made it to 102. A lot of good health and good thinking right there out there in California, huh?
Cool. Nice story.
You know, Abe Lincoln once said, "A man is as happy as he chooses to be."
Well, I think that's true. I think that's true.
I like that.
Yeah. As my wife says, what you name the thing tends to become.
Yeah, I like
she
that
says
too.
That, which I think is the same thing, same idea. You know, you can look at something and call it good or bad depending on how you view the situation.
And on that note, well, I can't top that. We'll have more of John's forecast, more local news headlines after this.